a perspective I really like is that when things are so out of our control, we have to focus on community, the people around us, and also there's this encouragement to make art.
Mhm.
And I agree with that, but I also think it can sometimes feel all the more like, well, what's the point? Why should I be writing my poems right now? Why should I be
Right.
working on my music right now when everything can be so scary? So, what are your thoughts on that? How do you kind of maintain a level head in times like this as
Yeah,
a creative?
yeah, totally. I definitely feel that way constantly. It's kind of like I'm always like arguing with myself in my head, being like, "Ugh, what's the point?" But then it's also like, well, first of all, if I didn't have a creative outlet, then I would probably not want to live, you know? Like, if
Yeah.
like, writing poetry and reading poetry and just like art in general really gives my life so much color and meaning. So there's that aspect of it for sure. I feel like poetry helps me make sense of things that feel so out of my control and incomprehensible. It's not like I come to answers on the page, but it's a space where it helps me grapple with these big questions that I'm feeling constantly. And also, poetry has really brought me so much community. And like so many of my current friends are people that I've met through writing, people whose work I've admired and then have connected with and become friends with. And so much of the things that I do in my daily life and like the spaces that I go to are centered around poetry. So I feel like it's important to find sources of joy and community wherever you can. And for a lot of people, that is through art. For other people, it's through, I don't know, like sports. I don't know,
Sports ball.
sports ball. But yeah, I think it is so important, even though it often does feel really like futile. Like I remember
Mhm.
I was in grad school. I was in a poetry MFA program, and I started in fall of 2019. And then when 2020 hit, it felt like the world was ending, and there was like the lockdown and all these protests, and everything just felt so uncertain. And I just kept being like, how am I supposed to like log on to poetry school when like the world is ending around me? Like it felt really silly, but at the same time it did again help me kind of make sense of the things that I was experiencing. It was helpful to be with other people who are also dealing with the same wild uncertainty and trying to make sense of it through writing. And it helped me process a lot of what I was going through and ultimately helped me write this book that I have coming out.